The day Cassius Clay won an Olympic medal in Rome was September 5th, 1960, the day I was born. I was less than 4 years old when Clay beat Sonny Liston in Miami in 1964. Shortly after this fight, he declared his Muslim beliefs and changed his name to Muhammad Ali. Ali said that he got some of his vocal stylings from the wrestler Gorgeous George. It seemed like, from this point on, Muhammad Ali was part of my consciousness, as he later became part of the world's consciousness. Many people claim he was the greatest athlete ever to participate in sport, but I believe what truly makes Ali great was his protest of the Vietnam War. This cost him, in today's adjusted money, approximately $40 million during the 3.5 years that the courts banned him from fighting. Muhammad's reasoning was in a simple speech. Why should I go halfway around the world to kill brown people who are poor when I can't even participate in my own country under the laws of segregation? Ali seemed to know instinctively that the Vietnam War was immoral, and for his stance he was banned from boxing from 68 to 71. This was a great sacrifice, as his reputation had been smudged and his financial losses that might have made him quit boxing 6-7 fights earlier in his career. Ali's last 5 fights were 15 rounds each. His final 2 fights were lost, as Ali was but a shadow of the fighter of his youth. So, along with millions of others, I'm arguing that his last 7 fights, where he took tremendous beatings, could have indeed caused or exacerbated his Parkinson's disease. A man of such grace and courage fought on when he knew he wasn't at his best. Compare this grace and courage to a man like G.W. Bush, a cocaine-using, alcoholic-drinking man whose father's wealth got him into the Texas Air National Guard during the Vietnam War. George W. claimed he showed up, but his records have mysteriously disappeared, and many doubt him. Does G.W. invade Iraq, a sovereign nation that has behaved like choir boys since the world spanked Iraq in Operation Desert Storm from January to February in 1991, led on by George Sr.? Does George the Little One, as Saddam Hussein called him, invade on what I call the Winnebago defense? That is, fool the American people into believing that Iraq had nuclear weapons as simply fooling Hans Blick, the United Nations weapons advisor. He proclaimed that there was no weapons of mass destruction. And again, George Bush claimed the Winnebago defense, that they were hiding bombs, merely shuffling around the country. Does little George attack in 2003 that ended up killing 1.5 million Iraqis? Does he fight that continues today after Saddam Hussein, for crimes against humanity, has been killed? Whatever Saddam had done, it was nothing compared to the United States killing 1.5 million Iraqis. As we know, by ISIS, perhaps Saddam was the only one capable of controlling the madness of this region. Isn't it ironic that Muhammad Ali, even at such a young age, discerned the evil in the Vietnam War that eventually killed over 2 million North Vietnamese? Little George was elected by the evangelical Christians, the Christian right. These Christians would go on to represent an American in power in a sort of Christian jihad. There have been little opposition to the Bush-Christian war with the end of the draft. No one was being hurt except those poor people in the National Guard. Muhammad, the great man of peace in his day, will resonate for a long time as a man of power amongst warmongers.